I have already talked about the ethical decision making process. That process can be influenced by outside and inside factors. And I have also made a separate video explaining the individual factors that influence the ethical decision making process. This video is about the situational factors that will have some influence over the ethical decision making process. The factors that depends on the situation you are in. Alright, you know a lot about ethical decision making and how everyone should be ethical, and it will make the world a better place if everyone was moral and ethical. But what would be ethical in a situation can be influenced by outside factors. The factor can be issue related. What are you deciding about? Are you deciding on how much bonus you should give to the employees, or are you deciding on working a little harder on your upcoming class project? Those are issue related. Then there are context related, meaning the decision based on the context of the situation you are in. You are deciding on giving bonuses to your employees. Do you have a lot to give, or is your business not doing that well? It will make more sense as I keep going on with the details. Now, first, let's talk about the issue-related factors. First, there is moral intensity. How intense are the results of your decisions going to be? As always, it depends, and moral intensity depends on 6 specific issues. First of all, the magnitude of the consequences. What will be the consequences of your decision? You are deciding about giving a raise to your employees. Not raise, let's just say an end of the year bonus. What are they likely to do with that money they receive? Your decision is likely to be different if you know that your employees are not that happy with the way the company has been treating them. You might want to make them happy. Then there is the social consensus. What is the already agreed upon amount of payment should be? When a specific amount or a specific percentage has been agreed upon everywhere that it is almost expected, then there is the probability effect. If the employees are really unhappy, they will go on a strike or even quit the job. But how likely are they to do that? The likeliness will have a hand in whatever decision you are making. Then the immediacy. The temporal immediacy. You make a decision and there will be consequences. But when will be the consequences? Is the consequence going to hit you tomorrow, or is it going to hit you a year from now? That will also have an effect in whatever decision you make. Proximity. Your location will also be important here. Where are these employees? Are they working in the same building as your office, or are they working at a different country? Then, concentration of effect. This is an interesting point. If you know that only one of your employees are going to be more affected by your decisions, you will be more likely to reduce the harm. But if you find out that all of your employees are going to be just a little bit annoyed with your decision, you will not be that much interested to reduce the harm. All of those were for moral intensity. Then you have moral framing. That is, how you frame the situation. Giving a bonus to your employees can be framed in different ways. You can either say that the employees have worked really hard for the past year and it is for them you have made a significant profit in your business over the year. They deserve to get the bonus at the end of the year. Or, on the other hand, you can say that the employees have done what they are paid to do and they should be grateful for having a job. The bonus is just what you want to pay them. As a bonus, nothing else. They don't deserve the bonus. The way you frame the same situation will have an effect on how you act out. Those points were related to the issue related. Now, context related factors. These can happen anywhere depending on the context. First of all, system of rewards. Guess what? If being ethical does not give you anything, and you see people getting away with unethical behavior around you all the time, you are likely to be less and less ethical over a period of time. And it is also pretty easy to find out in any organization whether a strong moral and ethical behavior is rewarded or not. It will be different for different organizations. Authority. If you are a lower level employee just starting out your job in an organization, you will not have that much option to choose for yourself about whether you should be ethical or not. You will have to do what your superiors will tell you to do. And you will have to do it without any other choice, even if you think what you are doing is not that ethical. And most of the times, the people in the higher ups do not instruct their subordinates to do something unethical directly. They will give their long convoluted instructions that will leave no other choice to the people below other than acting unethically. And just like the previous points, bureaucracy can also suppress people and nudge them towards acting unethically. The bureaucracy can create a distance between the decision maker and the end result. The individual will not have to think a lot about the ethical consequences if there is a way the work is always done. Morality does not matter that much if you are trying to achieve the goal set by the organization. And that goal will relieve you from making any ethical decision. More on the justification process a little later. Then you have your work roles. If you are a salesperson and your role is to make as many sales for the organization as possible, does not matter where you are getting the customers and how you are getting their personal information to make the sale, your decision-making system will not be the most ethical while making those sales. That happens when the organization only cares about the sales data. Then you have the organizational culture. The norms in a company can skew the overall moral standards of a person if they are there for a long time. It can also change a person as a whole. Think about it. The organizational culture internally changes how you dress up, how you act in front of others, and if it goes on for a long time, it can change the way you think about things. Then there is the national context. Different cultures still have differences in their moral values. And it is not that much about the country you were born in. It is about the country that the decision is taking place in. I have a video about cultural differences. You can check that out if you want to. And now, the justification process. Sometimes possible unethical decisions are justified in different ways by the person making that decision. There are a lot of ways to rationalize your decisions. First of all, you can just deny responsibility. You can say that there were no other choice. What could I have done? Then you have the denial of injury. hey, nobody's getting hurt. Or, yes, they got hurt, but hey, it could have been worse. That is denial of injury. Then, denial of victim. You know people were hurt, and you will say something along the line of, these people deserved it. Or, these people knew what they were getting into. Then, social weight. Put some blame on the person blaming you. Hey, you are not perfect either. Why are you blaming me? Or you can say that there are worse people out there. Blame them. Why me? Then you can appeal to higher loyalties. There are more important issues that will be solved. I did what I had to do for the greater good. Then you have the metaphor of the ledger. You can mention the number of times you were well behaved to justify your bad behavior. Hey, I have been good, so I can be a little bad right now. That will be it for situational influences on ethical decision making. If you have any questions, you can comment below. I might answer it below, or I might answer it in a separate community post. You can like, share, subscribe, and everything else. All of those are ways of supporting this channel. And if you want to support the growth of the channel directly, you can support me on Patreon. If not, watching another video on this channel will be helpful for me. And now, a small bonus. Nobel Peace Prize in 1910. We are at 1910 now. And this prize went to an organization, Permanent International Peace Bureau. The world is just a little bit better for their existence. And this is the official end of this video. Thank you so much for watching, if you are still watching. And remember, it will be alright. It might not feel great all the time, but wait and hope. Hope that it will be alright, and eventually it will be alright. And lastly, I hope you have learned something new today. Goodbye for now.